Hey up all, and welcome to another Hengist Wild Camps. Well, I'm back in the glorious Peak District once again. Now today, I'm heading up Kinder Scout once again. But I'm starting from a different direction. I parked the car up in a place called Moorfield, which is in Glossop. And we're currently heading up to Moss Castle. And then from there, we'll get on the footpath, the Pennine Way, that takes us across Featherbed top. And then that'll take us up to Mill Hill. And then up Ashop Head. Then I think we're going to head to Downfall. Now, I've got my waterproofs on, because as we've got higher, we're kind of ascending into a cloud. And it's one of those fine, foggy mists, you know, that will soak you through. So, taking the precaution of getting all the waterproofs on first. Once I get higher, if there are any views to show you, then that's what I'll do. But for the moment, I'm going to plod on. I've just made it to the footpath across Featherbed top that runs from the Snake Pass, the summit of the Snake Pass, up to Moss Castle and then onto Mill Hill. Whoops, sorry, I just got to navigate these sunken stones. Might have been able to hear me splashing around there. Well, that was a short, nice little walk up from Moorfield. A few little steep bits, but most of the way just a gradual climb. Bit boggy in places, we had to do a bit of zigzagging, but now we're on this path. It's fairly easy going. Right, well, I'll put this camera away and I'll plod on. There's our first glimpse of Ashop Head, the cloud, clag, fog, mist, whatever you want to call it. It's just cleared, and yeah, behold, there it is. Mill Hill's up there. We've not got far. Is it deep? Oh, bloody hell. Time to give you an update, let you know where we're up to. Behind me there is the cairn. We've just got to the top of Mill Hill. We've just come across Featherbed top, which is behind me that way. And yeah, this cairn's seen better days. Last time I was here, in my mind's eye, it seemed to be much bigger. I don't know if the wind's knocked it over or something like that. Well, that away, down there, is Ashop Head. You can just about see it, it's still clagged out. What we're going to do is just walk down this little dip here till we get to that famous signpost at the top of William Clough. And then we'll basically be at the bottom of Ashop Head. And then we've got the slog up there. Thankfully, that's the last steep bit. Then we're on top at plateau. I'll probably bring you back when we got to the bottom of Ashop Head, but for the moment, we'll plod on. Well, over my shoulder, just got to the top of William Clough, and there's the famous signpost that says Snake Inn, Bleaklow, Edale, Ayfield. And if I turn the camera around that way, there's the start of Ashop Head. Right, well, wish me luck as I go up there, and I'll see you at the top. I'm pleased to report, just got to the top of Ashop Head, and there's the cairn. And again, this one has seen better days. Looks like it's been blown over, or somebody's been nicking the rocks to line the path. But the clag seems to be clearing a little bit now we're up here. Still not great views. I'll be plodding on in that direction next, in the direction of Kinder Downfall. We're thinking of camping there. We were going to go to Kinder Gates, but because it's like Saturday, there's going to be fireworks in the air tonight. If we get a view overlooking Manchester, which is where the downfall faces, we might be able to see some fireworks if this clag clears. Anyway, if I do manage to see any views, I'll get them on camera and show them to you. But for the meantime, I'm going to plod on in that direction. Speak to you in a bit. We've just arrived at Kinder Downfall. There it is behind me, flowing down. Now, we were going to go up towards Kinder Gates, but there's a nice little spot that we know where we've camped before, just a few hundred yards over that way. So we're going to take our bags off now, get some water, try not to fall in, and then we're going to check out that spot. Now, if it is a bit waterlogged, I think what we're going to do is either come back up to Kinder Gates or possibly travel on in the direction along the edge path towards Redbrook, because there's a spot that I know over there that I've used before. Right, well, I'll get this bag off and grab some water. Right, well, I think I'm going to get my water from that little waterfall from down there. So, yeah, let's try not to fall in. Well, that's my water collected. It's down there inside my bag. Just got to get that back on now and feel that extra weight. Luckily, it's not far to our campsite. Right, I'll get that back on. Well, as you can see, I've got my bag on. My trekking poles are just down there. But typical of us, we've just got us water from here, and we were going to go to Kinder Gates originally, but because it's the Saturday around bonfire night, we thought, oh, if we go to Downfall, we'll be able to overlook Manchester and see the fireworks. But look at this clag. We're not going to be able to see anything. So we've decided we're going to go back to our original plan, which is Kinder Gates. But typical, we could have filled up at Kinder Gates. We've filled up here, but it's not far to our campsite from here, so I'm not even going to bother emptying it. I'm just going to carry it. Right, well, we'll plod on to Kinder Gates, and I'll speak to you when we get there. We've just arrived at Kinder Gates. In fact, the clag has just cleared, and there it is. Now, I'm at a spot that I've used quite a bit in the past, and it's a bit spongy in places, but you can find places which are, I suppose, like on the high ground, where when you jump up and down, the water's not squelching up onto your boots. But it all depends where you go. But this spot where I am, just here, I don't know, you can probably hear how squelchy it is. There's a bit of water, but It's as good as anywhere, as far as the conditions are going. Well, enough from me. I'm going to get my tent up. See you in a bit. Well, as you can see behind me, I've got my tent up, and I've got a couple of new items. I've got this easy sleeper, which you can see down on the floor there, but I've also got this thing, the OEX ultralight. It's not that ultralight. Flux 7R with an R value of 7.2. I've never had it out of the bag before, so I hope it's okay. Right, I believe that the bag acts as a pump sack as well, so let's get this inflated. Well, I'm all sorted in my tent now. Got my sleeping bag, lofting up, got my new inflatable pad inflated. Although I've got to say the air sac that comes with that, it's tiny. It would have taken forever, so in the end I just blew it up with my mouth. I know they say it can create mould, but I've never had any issues like that, and you always, well, I always blow my pillow up and never had any problems with that either. Well, as I said, I'm all sorted now. I'm using the internal microphone on the camera because yet again, this DJI Mic 2 lost its Bluetooth pairing, and no matter how many times I tried to repair it, it's just not playing. So I'm using the microphone on the camera. I hope it's okay. I've got a wind slayer around it. Right, well, I think the next thing I'm going to do is get my boots off and sort a few things out in the tent, and then turn my thoughts to having a beer. Yeah, sunset's at 4:30, so we've got about half an hour before things start getting dark. So I'll bring you back when I'm about to open a beer. I've finally managed to get my wireless mic paired up. Well, everything is now sorted in my tent, and the boots are off. My thoughts are turning to, you've guessed it, a tin of McEwen's Champion 7.3. So I'll just crack it open. Oh, that smells good. Well, everybody, good health and cheers. Ah, by gum, that's good beer. Well, I was going to say I'm going to relax. Well, I'm still going to relax, but the only view I can see at the moment, apart from my mate's tent, is Kinder Gates, which is about 50 yards away, and even that's difficult to see with all this fog, mist and clag. But still having a great time. Right, well, I'll get back to this, have a chat with my mate, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Oh, you can't beat pegs. Best bit of camping equipment ever. When it what? Nearly took your eyeball out.
When we were camping on the hill behind us, and the wind was, it hit me in the eye.
Oh God, yeah, that ba-dang.
Yeah, it fucking hit me in the eye.
Yeah, I thought you tripped over a guy line or something.
No, it wasn't. It was just the door. It was ripping away the door. You gave me a point.
Yeah, kids beware.
I'm never ever going camping.
The dangers of Durstons.
What?
The dangers of Durstons.
They're fucking dangerous, dude.
They are. They don't tell you about that, do they, when you buy them?
No,
Beware, could take your eye out.
I should sue Dan Durston, shouldn't I?
Oh, write him a stern letter, or if that fails, the lead singer of Echo and the Bunnymen. Well, I don't know what the lighting's like. I've got this light above me, which you can probably see. But I'm going to attempt to get some food on. A tent could be the operative word. For tonight's grub, it's my version of sweet and sour pork with cashew nuts. And the sweet and sour pork is with noodles. Sounds grander than what it is. Right, I'll get on with it. I've just got Radio 4 Extra. It's their comedy zone. And yeah, it's quite funny. I'll just turn it off while I'm chatting to you. Right, that's better. Never sure how loud it is. It's in the past, it's always been in the background. You've been able to hear me. Anyway, I'm waffling.
yeah, I just thought I'd give you an update, let you know what's been going on since I last spoke to you. I didn't do any cooking. I did intend to. Then I just set the pepperonis, and then opened the cashew nuts, ate those. Then I had some chocolate Rice Krispie squares, and I ate those, and wasn't really hungry after that. In the morning, once we're packed up and we're walking on our way, it's my shout in the pub, so we're going to have a decent meal to round off the trip. So I'm looking forward to that. So, yeah, I'm not too bothered about eating tonight. Gotta say, though, this new sleeping pad, it is amazing. Obviously, first impressions, but it's comfortable, very comfortable, and it's quite wide, but very warm. I can really feel it. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to bed down for the night. So, until tomorrow morning, I'll say good night all. Good morning, everybody. Time is, well, it's just gone 8 o'clock. I'm just listening to the news on the radio. And what a fantastic night's sleep I had. Really comfortable on this mat. Anyway, I'm going to think about getting a brew on next. So I'll get on with that. Well, that's my brew made. I'll just grab it. See how it tastes. Like a cup of coffee, I would expect. Cheers all. Oh, needed that. Well, I'm just going to let that cool down for a bit, then get it drunk, and then start to think about packing up, but I'm not in a rush. The weather outside, it's just like it was last night. Visibility, about 15 yards, 20 yards. So, yeah, I'm in no rush to get out. Anyway, I'll see you in a bit. I finally stepped out of my tent on this very claggy morning. But one of the reasons I'm up and about is I want to show you my mate's tent. He's got one of these no tent Vern 1s. And yeah, it's just there behind me there. If you can see it. I'll turn the camera around, give you a better look at it. And here it is coming into shot. What a cracking tent. Loads of space inside. But it's almost like a two-person tent. In fact, I'm not sure if it is, but that's huge and massive porch area. It's got the upgraded 9.5mm holes. And as you can see at the end, he's done this hack with the tracking poles. Instead of the guy lines coming straight down to the ground, obviously it's giving it a bit more lateral strength. I mean, look at that. I'm putting quite a bit of force on that. That ain't moving anywhere. What a cracking looking tent that is. Right, well, back over at my tent. I've got most of the stuff packed away. Just got to crush a few empty beer cans. And I could do with giving my tent a wipe down as well. Yeah, I'll do that and then continue with the rest of the packing. See you in a bit. Well, that's me, all suited and booted, with my bag on, everything packed up. Where my trekking poles are, just there, is where my tent was, well, where the front door was. And I'm just having a last look around. I know I counted all the tent pegs in, but it never hurts. I'm just having a look around just in case, and more importantly, for any little bits of rubbish. But it is absolutely spotless, like we all do. We leave no trace, so others can enjoy it. Well, if I can remember way back, which I can, visibility is down, but I'm up ready for the hike. Had a really refreshing sleep on that new air mat. I can highly recommend it. Yeah, worth every penny. Yeah, so I'm going to grab my trekking poles, going to plod on in that direction, and think we're going to go, well, I'm hoping we're going to go to a pub and have a spot of pub grub. So I'll show you some views if there are any. Otherwise, I'll see you when I'm back at the pub. See you in a bit. Look at these views as I pan from right to left. Absolutely stunning. Well, as you can see, it's all still clagged out. We're approaching, well, we're around about Sandy Hayes now, and we're getting near Ashop Head. So I'll bring you back later when we're perhaps at Mill Hill. But for now, I'm going to plod on. Oh, just stop for a breather. There's the cairn at Mill Hill. It's still really foggy, as you can see, or as you can't see. Well, I'm just going to linger here for a moment, get my breath back, and then going to plod on in that direction, back towards Moss Castle. So I don't know if I'll film anything on the way because you can't see anything. I'll probably speak to you when I'm back at the car, and then in the pub after. See you in a bit. I've just been walking back into Glossop, and this section of wall here, I believe this is where Brian from Glossop Wild Camping did a bit of dry stone walling. So yeah, Brian, you can tell me later if it's the right one. I've just made it back to the car. There it is, all nice and safe. Right, well, I'm going to get all this kit off, get it in back at car, and get down to the pub. So I'll bring you back when we're down at the pub. See you in a bit. Welcome back, and you join me in the pub. I'm in Glossop in a place called the Pico Lounge. I've just got myself a pale ale, so good health everybody, and cheers. Well, that's refreshing ale. It's not bad actually. Well, ordered some grub as well. I've got myself a big English breakfast, so when that turns up, I'll give you a look at it. And the brown sauce is ready. See you in a bit. Well, we're still waiting for our food to turn up, this big breakfast. In the meantime, I've got myself a second pint. This will probably be my last pint because I'm driving, and I don't think it's very strong stuff, this. It's something like 4.3%, but having food with it as well, so sorted. Anyway, once again, good health everybody, and cheers. Lovely that. Not very strong, but refreshing. Well, as I said last time, when the grub does turn up, I'll give you a quick look at it. My grub's just turned up. I'll turn the camera around and give you a good look at it. Well, as I go past my pint, there it is. I've got some buttered toast, 3 sausages because I changed the black pudding, 3 hash browns, mushroom, tomato, quite a decent amount of bacon, some beans and 2 fried eggs. Whoa. Well, it looks lovely, this. Let's see how it tastes.
How many meals, guys? Okay for you both?
Absolutely lovely, mate. As I just said, this is absolutely lovely. Well, I'm going to get stuck into it while it's so hot, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Well, as you can see, I've cleared my plate. That was lovely, that. I'm back at the car once again. What a cracking breakfast that was in that pub. And, whoa, the beer was alright as well.
it wasn't that strong and the food was sorted up. But what a brilliant camp it was at Kinder Scout. Really foggy. And that sleeping pad, so comfortable. Not just the heat that it gave off, but it's a comfy pad. It's really wide, had a really good kip on it. Well, on that note, all that's left for me to do is jump in the car and start the drive home. But before I do that, I just want to say thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I'll look forward to your comments because I do enjoy reading those and replying to them. Well, there's no further to say apart from I'll see you again next time for another Hengist Wild Camps. And until then, it's cheerio from me. Goodbye all.